do here, your strivings and triumphs will say to all the people of all the nations torn by ancient feuds and violence and starvation that there is another way. For you are the peacemakers, competitive but not envious, determined but not angry, teachers of the profound truth that we can try to do our best without calling on what is worst in the human character. Each time you run and jump and lift, you will say to others everywhere, come to our world where we are free to choose our friends, free to choose our sports. Come to our world where we speak from our souls as we demand equality from our legislators and our educators, for we are the peacemakers. Come to our world where we compete as friends, not enemies. Finally, to the athletes, I say to you that within these walls there is light, your light, and we see for an instant what life on this earth might be. That we could help each other, that we could have victories without victims, that there could be peace.
Now let's talk about the 1,000-mile step challenge and how it's going to work. First and most importantly, this is a fundraiser for Special Olympics Indiana. All participants have agreed to pay $10 registration fee, 100% of the proceeds from which will directly benefit the athletes, as will any additional fundraising your team might be inspired to do. The challenge starts today and runs through October 31st, so your team will have a total of 31 days to collectively walk at least 1,000 miles. Why 1,000 miles, you might be wondering? Well, that's approximately the distance between Indianapolis and Orlando, site of the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games. And although, as you know, Special Olympics isn't only about sports, these games are still a huge deal. And more than 4,000 athletes, 10,000 volunteers, and 1,500 coaches from all 50 states and the District of Columbia will come together to compete on the national stage. 100 of those individuals will be members of Team Indiana, and I have no doubt they will represent us well and make us all proud. Back to the challenge itself. Unified teams of 10, each including up to 9 Lilly employees and 1 more Special Olympics athlete, will compete to cover the greatest distance before Halloween. That's right, this is a competition, so we're going to find out who wants those bragging rights most. During the challenge, you'll track your steps using a Fitbit, pedometer, smartphone, or whatever you have, and your team captain will report those steps each week so we can keep a running total and keep you all motivated to claim that top spot. For the purposes of this challenge, a standard conversion rate of 2,000 steps to 1 mile will be applied for everyone, and bonus steps can be earned through a variety of promotions. Now, we're all doing this to support Special Olympics Indiana and to stay active this fall, and you'll have plenty of opportunities after today to get to know the athletes we're walking to support. But for a little extra motivation, all teams that reach the 1,000-mile threshold will earn finisher medals, while the first, second, and third place teams in terms of total mileage will earn additional prizes, including finish line gift cards for each member of the first place team.
You'll be provided with a tracking sheet to help you and your teammates track steps along the way. You'll want to make sure to track your steps daily. There's a step to mile conversion calculator located at the top of the sheet. If you completed the milestones, you'll want to make sure to choose True in the drop-down menu located next to your mileage for that day. Your team captains will submit your mileage weekly. Those of you who participated in the 500-mile challenge in August will be familiar with our milestone calendar. We're excited to announce that this challenge you can earn bonus steps much in the same way. There are opportunities in the challenge like connecting with an athlete, fitness challenges, and fundraising, and so much more.
Now more than ever, the Special Olympics is about so much more than just sports alone. Through a wide variety of year-round programs and events, Special Olympics Indiana is using the power of sport as a catalyst for social change, working to open hearts and minds toward people with intellectual disabilities and to create inclusive communities across state and throughout the world. In other words, Special Olympics is about ending discrimination. It's about empowerment. It's about inclusion, and it's about friendship. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear now from the athletes themselves.
Let's do it.
I'm Dakota Moore. I'm 23 years old. I live in Princeton, Indiana, and I like to run sports. I've been running sports since I was 4 years old, and I want to keep at it.
When I first found out he had intellectual disabilities, he was about 2 years old and he wasn't talking yet, so we were in with Healthy Families, and he actually had to have some speech therapy, and he didn't say his first words till he was about 2 years old. So that's how we initially found out that he had a little bit of a delay. We first got connected with Special Olympics whenever Dakota was in middle school. His teacher introduced us to it.
Special Olympics has had a big impact on my life for these reasons. It's helped me get a good job, and it's just a good, big old family. I had a lot of friends in there, and everybody's encouraged me. I honestly don't think I'd be where I was at without support and help.
Been a few years ago, I forget how long it's been, 3 or 4 years I guess. I was introduced to the Enclave program. At that time I came up here to the front, met Dakota, met his family, got to spend some time with them before they all came out, and it was really eye-opening to see what came of that whole program.
I think the impact that it's had on the special needs folks that are working with ARC and the consumers of our services has been incredible. You know, we've seen about 30 people gain full-time employment here on our campus, and it's really neat to see those individuals gain some independence through inclusion. You know, as a result, my son's actually been working here for 3 years through the program, and it's been phenomenal to see him learn how to drive, live on his own, things that my wife and I never thought could happen.
When I was younger, I didn't think I'd be able to get a good job, and I didn't think I'd be able to keep on playing sports like through school and stuff. But then I learned about Special Olympics, and that's what helped me push my limits. I work in the East Body Weld, and I make all the doors for the Sienna and Highlanders.
Every day Dakota is always willing to learn, and he's always asking to, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? Will you get me in this class? And will you do this? He's always striving to do better. It all comes back to, you know, what he learned in Special Olympics and the things that he accomplished going to Olympics and going to Seattle. I think it all comes back to what he did learn in the Special Olympics.
The reception that Dakota got when he got back from USA Games at Toyota was out of this world. They set him up on a trolley, they had a parade for him. Before Special Olympics, we kind of felt on our own.
We haven't really known life without Special Olympics.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be where I'm at without the help of Special Olympics Indiana.